Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and we are back with The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventure in Another World, Episode 5. It feels weird this being Episode 5. My brain keeps thinking it should be Episode 6. And in terms of manga chapters, it felt like it should have been longer, but it really isn't. It's roughly like 1 1/3 chapter, basically. We left off for about the last third of chapter 5. And then we do all 6, and we do a tiny bit in chapter 7. So it was a bit strange. Like there, you think was more. I decided to start off with this cover since a lot of the characters in this poster have been revealed. Another interesting bit is it felt like it had been a long time since we watched the intro. So I watched it this time, but it kind of felt like it's been a long time since we had it. That was just me. I checked. It was in episode 2, but I didn't check any other. Check if it was in 3 or 4. But regardless, let's talk about the episode. So the first big bit, big monster in the sky. It's about meteor size, Megazord time. Take it out. A really nice thing that they did is that they get into space and they're using their giant sword. Red Ranger gives access to Logi because he is the master swordsman, and that's a proof of their a bit of a proof of their bond and trust. They take it out. And when they get back on the planet, we see Teltenna. She actually has a mana seed, and she summons this harmless wolf-like creature that absorbs mana seeds and eats them. But it does require a lot of energy, require a lot of magic. It's a bit of a strain on her, which we see later on. Then we get the introduction of a great villain, a good starter villain, Abu Dhabi. This guy in the corner. Will bring up a bigger picture here. This is a little bit bigger. We get his introduction, and he actually has a really nice introduction in the anime. So they're discussing keeping secrets. Red discussing his secret about being a Red Ranger, and then of course Teltenna talking about keeping her wolf a secret because she doesn't want too many people to know about it. A little bit like that. There's a little bit back and forth, and we see this kind of smile in the sky, like a shadow, whatever, and he makes his introduction after the eye closes. He's one of the villainous generals, you could say, of this universe, and he's ready for. He wants to have Mama return, and Big Mama returns, so he decides to attack him. Interesting moment. Things that I really liked about this episode is Teltenna, when she realizes this is the guy who's been giving, when the generals have been giving, or the seeds of Mama Demon. They're the ones who've been giving the mana seeds, the privilege seeds. She gets really angry and goes all out. Like when her life is in danger, he tells Logi to go straight for Abu Dhabi and go all out. And there's a bit of concern. Red's barely fighting him as is, and her and Idra can basically hold on herself. There was this good blend of desire, anger, passion, indignation, wanting to complete this done. But and also thinking it's smart. I might have meant a little bit of irrationality, but also thinking intelligent. It was a nice blend of, and your character, you could tell that she really wants this guy dead, but there's also that she understood the importance of having the characters fight. So it was a nice big picture. Anyway, moving on. Some things are going into the manga. Probably a couple complaints. With this guy in this big scene in particular, his smile that kind of was like the eye is a weapon. And during the fight, he uses a lot more in the manga. It's very dangerous, and it causes. We get the reveal of the next form of the magic sword, which is gravitational, but you can only do it for 20 seconds, so that's what gave it an opening. So that was one disappointment. There's one other aspect. Also in this episode, we get the introduction of the Mooks. Basically, he gives out mana seeds that causes the resistance group to go berserk. And in a really weird twist... I'm trying to bring this up. Hold on. I'm going to bring... We see the leader, but we get a close-up of boobs or whatever. Kind of an interesting point. I wanted to show the design. I think these are kind of like the basic mooks of the demon or the mana seed. They look very cool, but it was like a very odd shot that we get a close up of the Resistance leader's boobs. I'm like, okay, I'm not complaining. I wish we had seen a little bit more later on, considering everybody else is naked and everything. But hey, that's a little nice. So Ydra and Tatena take care of the wolf, and then they go, and of course Red and Logi tackle Abu-Dhabi. And it's a pretty good fight scene. He decided to try to trick Red up a little bit by saying, "Hey, we demons have bonds as well." And there is a bit of a flashback to the bond, like how the generals in their world had a flashback. It's a little bit expanded more on the manga. I kind of think this should have been cut in favor of the more dynamic battle fight in the manga, but that's just me. The thing him just using his hand attacks in the anime was just a bit lame, but that's just me. Following that, he understands that Red's from another world, and when Red goes all out, he uses an explosion attack, puts everybody in weakened state. He also Red actually manages to get up from the attack, and Logi and then Abu-Dhabi sends like a sunflower explosion ray. Logi blocks it for him. He's still alive, but this forces Red to go in berserk mode. He remembers when the White Ranger, who's the 6th Ranger, presumably that's the girl, and from promotional material, that's the White Ranger was the girl that told him about his swordmon, how they can be like a double edge, and he goes into his rage mode. And I do want to. This is another place that I have a little bit of contention. So this is what it looks like in the anime, but in the manga, it's a bit different. It's actually way better. This isn't terrible, but in the manga, he goes Hell Luger style, man. Like he's all burning. He looks a lot more deranged. It's a way better aesthetic, in my opinion. They should have gone all out with the fire, and not even go black. You don't even need to do that. Or if you want to make his armor go black and then develop the flames, that would have been a lot cooler. While he's attacking that, we of course Ydra and Tatena are in danger, and the royal mage, royal mage of hers. I wrote down her name. Shaya. I believe her name is Shaya. Bit of a weird. Hold on, I can find out really quick. I wrote it down, but then wait. I don't need to go. I can go back here. When the sicker. Okay, I gotta go characters. Sorry about that. I wrote it down. We get the introduction of Shah Shemzaya. She has a really cool introduction. We see her with her mask on, and then she takes it off. And I'll show a little bit from the anime, but this girl like screams bitch, screams like absolute bitch. Like she's got like hollow dark eyes. You like her like she gives off like the character like she's an absolute bitch. You like that aspect about her, but she seems very kind of hollow, dark, very very serious. She talks down to Ydra and everything. I'm gonna definitely enjoy watching her and Ydra basically go back and forth. But yeah, she's interesting, and she's also kind of cute. I prefer Ydra, but yeah, I can see the appeal to her. She comes and then kind of saves everybody, and of course Abu-Dhabi's like, I gotta leave. I can't deal with the royal mage, and they this group goes back to the royal palace because of Tatena is the mana her mana seed's going a little bit out of control. It's kind of killing her, so they have to go back and save her. That was the end of the episode. good episode. But if you look at the manga, there's a couple places that they could have made a little bit better. But it's nice. It's a good episode. I love the introduction of both of her and also the villain. They have good reveals. I like her just taking off her mask, and her face is excellent. But I'll see you guys next time. See you guys for next week for episode 6. Feels weird that, like I said, this feels weird that this is only episode 5. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. See you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and support if you can.